Everyone thinks that Cumming is so great, but today we're going to be sharing with you the ugly truth about living in Cumming. But before we dive into that, let's talk about some of the reasons everyone loves living in Cumming, Georgia. Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski with Keith White Homes Group. We serve the Metro Atlanta area, a real estate team helping you relocate to Georgia. Today we are here at Cumming City Center, just one of the many reasons why local people love living in Cumming. And Cumming sits just north of Atlanta, about 40 miles, and it sits on the southwest side of Lake Lanier, making it a perfect location if you want to enjoy the lake or if you need to go into downtown Atlanta commuting for work. Cumming has exploded in popularity and growth because of the golden child of the Metro Atlanta area, and we're talking about Alpharetta. If you haven't checked out our videos on Alpharetta, make sure you check those out. So because Alpharetta has been so popular with all the growth and home prices have gotten more expensive in Alpharetta, that's pushed a lot of people right up here to Cumming, which is just up 400 north of Alpharetta. So one of the reasons that so many people are choosing Cumming outside of Alpharetta is we talked about how the home prices in Alpharetta have gotten so expensive, but one of the main draws of Alpharetta is the really great schools, and Cumming has got you covered there. They have equally as fantastic schools as you're going to find in Alpharetta. You have tons of schools here with really high ratings on greatschools.org. A lot of them have 10 ratings, which is really hard to get, but almost all the schools are going to have between 8, 9, and 10 ratings. So the plus of that is that no matter where you live in Cumming, you are going to be in a highly rated school zone. Another huge popular factor of Cumming, it's located in Forsyth County, and the property taxes here are pretty low compared to the other counties nearby. You're going to have an effective tax rate of about 0.89% of your purchase price is what you can kind of factor in to be your property tax rate. So comparatively, if you're looking down in Gwinnett and Fulton County and Alpharetta, it is much higher. Another reason people love living in Cumming is because of all the great shopping and its proximity to Lake Lanier. So it sits right on the southwest side of Lake Lanier, and it's one of the bigger towns on the lake. So you have the option of taking advantage of boating and all the fun water sports that you can do on Lake Lanier and lake houses. And then you have tons of great neighborhoods right here in Cumming, giving you lots of great access to all the amazing shopping that there is here in Cumming. Today, we're here at Cumming City Center, one of Cumming's newest outdoor shopping areas for you to take advantage of. There's lots of great restaurants and stores here. And speaking of stores, we're right around the corner from a Costco, and that has got to be one of the biggest benefits of Cumming is that you are very close to a Costco. So not only do you have Costco, but you also have like all of the big box stores that you can think of that you would need. You've got Target, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all of those really great shopping areas. And you have lots of great grocery stores as well. Now let's get into the ugly truths of living in Cumming. One of the first ugly truths about living in Cumming is it has gotten insanely expensive to live there. In July of 2023, the average sales price of a home was $643,000. Now, if you compare that to January of this year, when the average sales price was $529,000, that's, well, you can do the math. That's a $100,000 increase. Back in January of 2022, the average sales price was only $372,000. Now, every town you look at is going to have had substantial price increases since, kind of pre-pandemic. But this $271,000 increase is a tough pill to swallow, especially for local residents. Cumming has held its value over the years because of its proximity to both Lake Lanier and the city. But all of the massive growth over the last few years has had a tremendous impact on home values and pricing in Cumming. However, it is one of the few places that you can find both new construction in a neighborhood and lots of it, or you can find a house on more acreage that is not in a neighborhood. And that's something that is unique about Cumming. Now, since Cumming is one of the few places you can still find a great deal of new construction homes and the demand is so high for it, you are going to be in competition to be in this area. I can give you several examples of this that have happened to clients I've been working with recently. I have an awesome client who was in town from California house hunting, and we looked at a house in the Polo Golf and Country Club community. It's a beautiful 2-story home that had been updated, had a 3-car garage and a gorgeous backyard, and it also sits in one of Cumming's most sought-after neighborhoods. So it had a lot going for it. Long story short, we ended up in a bidding war and the house ended up going under contract for over $50,000 over the list price. My buyer decided he did not want to compete with all of those other offers and pay such a huge price over asking, so we ended up diverting our search to Swanee, where there is still plenty of houses there, and although there is competition, we were able to go under contract without having to go such extremely high over asking price. I haven't seen a home go that high over asking since 2021 when all transactions were like that. Now, there are multiple factors that can go into this equation, like the house being listed below the value, which will create a frenzy and lots of people trying to get in. But that is still goes to show how many people are willing to pay an absolute premium to be in this area. You may have heard me mention the new construction community of Bramlett Grove here in Cumming in previous videos, and that is a neighborhood being built by D.R. Horton around the upper 400,000s to kind of like mid 500s. How this community works is that they release a chunk of houses at a time, so 6 to 9 houses at a time, and there is no reserving them or just walking into the sales office and saying, hey, I want to put a contract on that house. What they do is they send out an email saying, hey, we're releasing this inventory. Make sure that your buyers are already pre-approved. They then ask you to submit which lots you are interested in, and it's a lottery, and then they end up randomly choosing who gets to get a contract on that house. And the last time we did this for some clients, well, they had over 500 people submit on that most recent release, and there were only about 10 houses that were up for grabs. That is crazy. And one of the things that was driving that frenzy was the price point of the houses. It's a good price point for a new construction home in Cumming, and most new construction prices you're gonna see are gonna be in the upper 500s and the 600s. So since there are so few places you can find a new home on a basement around that $550,000 price point, and because so many people want to be in this area, especially at that price point, the demand is absolutely insane whenever you see new construction homes in the lower price point. Now, this is something that you need to be prepared for if you are planning on moving to Cumming. Now, one thing we touched on earlier that is happening in Cumming is massive growth. Like all things, this is going to be a pro to some and a con to others. Earlier at the top of this video, I was at Cumming City Center, and this is a great example of one of the new retail developments that has just opened up in Cumming, and there are more coming. This is great for people who are in need of a new home and for people who enjoy having a lot of amenities. However, it does bring headaches for locals and those who aren't so interested in growth. Some folks are not interested in having all of these amenities and shopping and things to do. They kind of liked the small town feel that Cumming had before all of this massive expansion. Now, Cumming is not done growing. You may have heard me mention a new development coming to Forsyth County called The Gathering. The plan for this is an arena, which the goal of it is to attract an NHL team, retail, restaurants, green space, apartments, and more. This is going to be a massive, massive project coming to the area. Now, it hasn't gotten the final green light yet, but it's close. And it is going to be a multi-billion-dollar project, and they also have included 1.6 million square feet of office and retail space, 750,000 square feet of arena space, and they also are planning for 2,400 residential units. And so it's technically going to be in the town of Alpharetta, but it's going to sit in South Forsyth County. But it's very close to Cumming, and it's going to have spillover effects there. The main negative that this will bring is traffic, both during the construction phase of it and once it's here. It's going to be a very high traffic area. You may also expect for your property taxes to go up because this will bring significant value to the area, which will increase the value of your home. However, good news is there is a proposed bill that will cap property tax increases at a certain percentage, which would allow you to budget for those increases and make sure that the increase for your tax bill doesn't surprise you. And so the tax assessor can't say, hey, your property home values have gone up, 20%. The proposed bill is that it's going to cap property tax increases by 4% on the value of your home. One huge positive it will bring to the residents of Cumming is a massive increase in jobs. If you've ever gone to the new Brave Stadium over at the Battery, it is going to be very similar style development to the Battery. Of course, all of these jobs will be highly beneficial for locals, but it will also draw more people who will want to live here, which is going to increase competition and drive home prices up. I think we can all agree that things are going to continue to grow and change. That is inevitable. Some people are always going to have a hard time with this and will want to be in an area where you have to drive 30 minutes to a grocery store and never see their neighbors. You can still find this in some rural areas of Cumming, but soon enough, it's going to be the next Alpharetta. So what do you think about the ugly truths of living in Cumming? If you're local and you live here, let me know what you would add to this video in the comments below. If you're considering making a move to Cumming and you haven't checked out this video, you need to check it out. And if you have not signed up for our newsletter yet, you're going to find that link directly below this video. We're going to send you all the information that you need to know about what's coming new to the area all around Metro Atlanta.